In the bustling city of Havensport, the day began with 4 men, as it always did. Samir, the milkman, made his rounds with a gentle clinking of bottles, his old horse, Bella, knowing the route by heart. His joy was in leaving an extra bottle of cream for Mrs. Agatha, who lived alone, and never charging her for it. Ravi, the shoeshine man, sat on his small wooden box at the corner of Grand and Third. His Polish rags danced like brown butterflies, and he buffed the leather of bankers and clerks until it sang. He knew every customer's story by the scuffs on their shoes. Leo, the businessman, passed them both in the back of a sleek, silent car. His eyes were fixed on a tablet, scrolling through numbers that represented empires. He was on his way to close a deal that would either make his year or break his company. He saw Samir and Ravi not as people, but as part of the city's slow-moving scenery, obstacles to efficiency, and there was Kieran, a poor boy of 12. He wasn't a professional. He was an opportunist. He survived by being a shadow, running small errands, carrying parcels, and occasionally, when hunger pinched too hard, picking a pocket. His world was the pavement, the alley, and the unnoticed spaces between people. One Tuesday, their fates spun on a single coin. Leo, stepping out of his car, dropped a silver money clip. It held little cash, but within its fold was a small, ancient Chinese lucky coin given to him by his grandfather. This coin, the old man said, doesn't attract luck. It reveals the path you're already on. Leo thought it sentimental nonsense, but he carried it as a charm. The clip skidded, and the lucky coin, separate from the bills, bounced and rolled. Right under Bella, the horse's cart. Samir, busy lifting crates, didn't see it. Ravi, head bent over a pair of Oxfords, didn't see it. But Kieran, the shadow, did. In a flash, he darted, snatched the coin and the clip, and melted into the morning crowd. Leo realized his loss moments later. Panic, cold and sharp, cut through him. The money was nothing. The coin was everything. It was his last tether to the man who taught him kindness before ambition. Losing it on this day felt like a terrible omen. My coin, a reward, he shouted, uncharacteristically desperate, pointing at the fleeing blur of Kieran. Samir, from Icar, saw the boy's face a familiar hunger, not just for food, but for invisibility. Ravi, from his box, saw the boy's worn-through solace, flapping with every desperate step. A policeman whistled and gave chase. Kieran, terrified, ducked into a dead-end alley. Cornered, he clutched the stolen items, his heart a trapped bird. This is where the city could have turned its page. A thief caught, a businessman vindicated, the routines unchanged. But it didn't. Samir, knowing every shortcut, guided his cart to the mouth of the alley. He didn't shout. "Est simply say, the horse use a carrot. I have one, but my hands are full." He held out a carrot, an offering, not an accusation. Ravi, abandoning his post, walked calmly into the alley. He didn't look at Kieran's fearful eyes, but at his destroyed shoes. "Those," Ravi said, his voice a low, warm rumble, "are a disgrace to my street. I cannot have such shoes running past my box. Bring them to me tomorrow. I will fix them." Leo, arriving breathless with the policeman, saw the scene, the milkman offering a carrot, the shoeshine man offering dignity, and a ragged boy, not cowering, but staring at them in stunned confusion, the stolen goods forgotten in his open palm. The policeman moved forward. "All right, lad, hand it over." But Leo raised his hand. "Wait." He looked from Samir's gentle face to Ravi's steady one. And finally to Kiran. He saw not a thief, but a boy holding the last piece of his own lost humanity. The path his lucky coin had revealed was not one of punishment, but of connection. Leo walked forward, not to snatch, but to kneel. He picked the money clip from Kiran's hand. Then, slowly, he took the single, ancient coin. He held it for a moment, feeling its weight. Then, he pressed it back into Kiran's still open palm and closed the boy's fingers around it. "Keep it," Leo said, his voice thick. "My grandfather said it reveals your path. Let's see where yours goes." He stood, paid the policeman to drop the matter, and turned to Samir and Ravi. "A glass of milk." He said, "Samir, the best shine you've ever given. Esse to ravia have a deal to close. And I find I need to do it, as a man, not just a businessman." That day, Leo closed his deal not with ruthless terms, but with surprising fairness, earning a loyal partner, not a defeated rival. Ravi shined Leo's shoes to a mirror finish, and they talked not of stocks, but of sons. Samir shared his milk, and Leo learned Mrs. Agatha's name. And Kiran? He stood in the alley for a long time, the silver coin hot in his hand. He didn't sell it. The next morning, with cleanish feet, in shoes hastily patched by Ravi, he showed up at Samir's dairy. For the carrot, he mumbled, "I can lift crates." His path was revealed, not as a shadow, but as a boy who could be seen. Moral a life is not measured by the height of its ambition or the depth of its poverty, but by the bridges it builds between them. Often, the most transformative deal you will ever make is not in a boardroom, but on a street corner, when you choose to see the person behind the role and offer a hand, not a judgment.